you have a story to tell. But how? This is your show, RV Media Creators. I'm Garrett, and in this community, we will show you how. So let's show the world your story. Hey everybody. Thank you so much for joining on another awesome video. I wanted to go over kind of an interesting subject, something that I kind of had to deal with yesterday, and I thought I'd talk to you about that. Now, what happens when you fail? Especially when you're making videos or content and you have a great idea. You go, I'm going to record something, I'm going to make some awesome video, and then you shoot it, and then you look at the footage and you're like, oh, that was not very good. What do you do? Now, I had this happen to me yesterday. I'm working on, my next video will be a review of my Canon M50. Fantastic camera, I absolutely love it. I've been using it for a long time, and I wanted to share my thoughts on it. Well, I sat down and I'm like, okay, I'll sit down, I'll talk about what I'm doing, and it'll be good. Well, I sat down, I recorded it. It kind of was like herky-jerky a little bit, and I'm like, oh, I could probably be okay. But then I looked at the footage, and when I looked at the footage, I'm like, I can't even use this. It was so bad. So, what do you do when you have an idea, some creative idea, and it doesn't work out? Do you just give up? Do you just call it quits? Do you shut down your YouTube channel? What do you do? Now, the last thing I would suggest you do is quit. One of the greatest things about being creative and learning how to make videos and content is the fact that you can get back up and keep going. Now, I'm working through a course with a guy named Sean Cannell, and he's doing a 7-day video challenge. And during one of his recent live streams, he was talking about like how you should check out all my other stuff. I've been doing videos on YouTube for over a decade. And if you look at his older videos, they're all horrible. They're terrible. He freely admits they're bad. So he knows that they were terrible. But a lot of it was part of the creative element, was part of the creative process. Now, when you are making content, when you're making videos on YouTube, you've got to just try things out. Figure out what works for you. But also, if you have something that didn't work and you don't know why, it just doesn't feel right, figure it out. Figure out what happened. Why is this video so lame? Or why didn't it work out like I wanted it to work out? Well, one of the keys is trying to figure out, what can I do better? Can I come at my problem from a different angle? Can I think of something else that could do the same thing but might be more engaging, might be more entertaining, or whatever it might be? Don't be afraid to try and redo something. It is all part of the process. So, that's what I'm doing today. I am out here at a wonderful park here in Nevada. It is one of the few places that is still open during this whole pandemic. And I decided I'm going to shoot this video again. And I'm going to shoot it in a different way. So instead of just sitting down at a park bench and being like, okay, well, this is what I have. Well, what can I do differently? How can I, as a content creator, learn from what just happened and make better content. So one of the keys that I found to YouTube and to success in general, not that we're super successful, but we're learning this as we go along, is consistency. Keep going, keep pushing forward, keep making the videos, keep making content, keep pushing yourself to be better. Try to make your video 1% better every time you make a video. So if it's finding some graphics that you can use, well, how can I make it a little better on this video? If it's your communication skills, how can I communicate a little better? So thinking about this whole process when you're making videos and when you're making content, when you are trying to reach an audience, really and truly figure out how you can just keep moving. Because if you look at everybody's YouTube channels, I mean, there's a few that basically were just superstars from the beginning, but for the majority of people that are doing really well on YouTube, look at their earlier videos, look at their first videos, and they are just, hi, I'm so-and-so, and this is my channel, I thought I would start it. And then you look at them later and they just have so much energy and they figured things out. So part of failure, part of not making something work is all part of the process. Now, it's up to you whether you want to put that video up or not, but being able to just say, I'm gonna keep going. If I don't like how this video is, reshoot it. Don't just give up. Maybe, if you need to just table it for a bit, come back to it 5 weeks later or a couple weeks later when you have the ability to write down your thoughts and kind of formulate a better idea of how you want to approach whatever you're trying to create. And sometimes, if it's something that's too difficult and you just don't understand it, come back to it. Create something else. Create another video, something that you're more comfortable with or something that you feel that you can do, and come back to the video that you failed on later. Just don't give up. One of the biggest things with YouTube is consistency. If people know that you make videos once a week, twice a week, 3 times a week, they will start to expect another video, and then they'll come back and watch it. And the more watch time you have, the more your videos get promoted. The more subscribers you have, the more it's promoted. The more like buttons, the more comments, all of that kind of snowball into a bigger reach. So don't think that because you have 10 videos out, 15 videos out, that you have it all figured out. That why isn't everybody coming? Because you have to start somewhere, and you have to just start making videos. Start being consistent, start making something. Now, one of the videos that I like that are very easy to make are just sitting down and talking. Sitting down and figuring out, talk about a subject, talk about how you're dealing with the pandemic, talk about your camera, how you like your settings, things like that. Just get creative, figure it out, and get out there and create. And just keep trying. Keep trying with whatever you have. Now, don't just limit yourself to waiting until you have the perfect camera, waiting until you have the perfect gear, because the gear won't tell your story. It's a tool to help you tell your story, but it will not help you tell your story any better. You could have the best looking camera with the best photos and the best settings, and if you can't tell a story, it's not going to draw people in. There are YouTube channels with millions of subscribers, and they use a little point and shoot camera, or they use their cell phone, they edit it all on their cell phone and upload it on their cell phone. Not everybody has to have a big fancy camera to make videos on YouTube. Now, if you feel that it would help enhance your story a little bit, make it look nicer and smoother and not as jerky or something like that, then by all means. But work on your story first. Work on how you are delivering the message you are presenting. And then another thing is, don't be afraid to ask for help. I have a couple friends of mine that are YouTubers that I can go to and say, hey, I'm having some trouble with this. Can you help me? And hey, I'm getting a little bit discouraged with this YouTube thing, and I'm not getting the views I want. I'm not getting the subscribers I want. Ask for help. Don't be so willing to just hold everything in that you're not willing to take outside advice, because somebody else could look at your channel and be like, oh, well, they're kind of weird on this part. They're maybe not doing something that they should be doing here. Talk to somebody and find out if there's something that you can do better. Now, if there are free YouTube courses, there's tutorials online. Sean Cannell from Think Media is a great one to go to. Tim Schmoyer is a great one. Nick and Dean Nimmin are also great. There's tons of great YouTube channels that will help you grow and help you become a better creator. The purpose of my channel is the same thing. I want to help you guys tell a better story, because when it comes down to it, your story is what people want to see. They want to connect with you on a personal level. So if you're having a hard time creating a good story, if you're having a hard time creating content, try again. If you have a wonderful idea, write it down. You don't need to keep it all bottled up in your head and let the frustrations of not being able to think of it right now get you down. So one of the things that I really enjoy, and I've benefited from a lot, was my church back in Washington State. Pastor Steve Murray back at Real Life Church is awesome. And one of the things that he has talking about, definitely when you're dealing with issues, when you're dealing with a problem and a lot of this applies to when you catastrophic problems. You lose a loved one, you have a really bad accident, you lose your job, things like that. Focus on things that don't make you spiral down, because when you start to spiral down, you just keep going down and down and down, and that leads to more depression, that leads to anxiety, that leads to other issues that you don't want. Now, one of the other things you can do is take that opportunity to figure out, how can I rise above and soar above, or spiral up and out of this problem. Now, I feel that is very key to what you're doing out when you're creating content. If you have a video, if you don't think your channel is growing fast enough, or you're not happy with the content you're making, don't let that get you down. Don't let that throw you into depression or anything like that. What you need to do is allow it to rise you up. Figure out, what can I do to learn from this? What can I do to raise up out of this situation? Now, a lot of this might seem like quite a deep subject for a failed video, but a failed video could lead to you not making 3 videos. It could lead to you not making any videos at all. Don't let the fear of what might happen shut you down. If you have a story to tell, if you have something that you want to say to your audience and to your community, I encourage you to figure out how to rise above the problem that you're dealing with. Whether that is asking for help, whether that is figuring out how do I approach this from a different angle, whatever it might be, figure it out. What could be the worst thing that could happen? So that's my encouragement for you today. Hopefully this video is been helpful. If you like this video, please make sure to share it, give it a like, give it a thumbs up. And remember, I'm Garrett, and I want to help you tell your story. Bye.